Well, Tamika, forgive me, I don't know too much about the option process. So I think you've said before that the option process is just the right to sort of not take up your time, but work with you and tie up the script.
Yeah, but they don't even always, when you get an option, it's almost, I guess the best way to say it, it's like selling your script for a period of time. So they're optioning it with the right to completely purchase it. So usually when there's an option, it's, let's say, $5,000 or $10,000 for a year or two, and you can't do anything with that script during that time, and you're not necessarily working with them either. You're just saying, go off, do whatever you want to do, and if you get the money for this script, then you guys have already agreed how much you're going to be paid for that script. So let's say you're going to be paid $100,000 for the script, and the option is $10,000. Well, that's $10,000 against the price of the sale of the script. So when the script actually sells, you'll get 90 because you already got 10.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And let's say a year, the option expires in a year or 2 years or whatever it is, and they can't, they haven't been able to get the money for it or get it set up or packaged or anything, and they don't really want to work with it anymore because they feel like they can't, then the script rights revert back to you. So then you can do whatever you want to do with it, or someone else can do what they want to do with it, as opposed to someone saying, no, I love this, I just want to buy it outright.
So when you're contacted about optioning a script, is that something that you've already initiated, or you've obviously put it out somewhere where people are seeing it, you can shop it around? Where is that placed?
Usually, as far as an option, it can happen a lot of different ways. Like you can meet someone and tell them about your story or your script, and they are super interested, and then they want to read the script, and then they decide to option it. Or you can be super proactive and find some production companies that are looking for material, and have your manager or somebody submit a letter or an email and see if they'll read it. And it's like usually you're sending like a synopsis or a one-liner or something like that, and then if they do, they might decide to option it. There's still the contest route. I mean, there are a lot of amazing contests out there that literally start careers. I mean, the most famous one is the Nichols Fellowship. That's like $25,000 and a lot of publicity. It's the most prestigious screenwriting award you can get. Then of course the Sundance Lab, which nurtures your project and nurtures you and really helps as much as they can help you to take it to the next level and maybe get it made. There's no money in that one, but there is a lot of prestige, and they mother hen you a little bit, so that's great.
It's nice.
And then there's a few others out there that have like a decent money prize connected to it, and it's a really great way for your manager or agent or somebody like that to sort of platform somebody to read your stuff.
Anything do's and don'ts? Let's suppose you know someone that's getting something optioned the first time. Mm-hmm. Any things that they just need to be aware of that they might not?
Yeah, I would say really be aware of the fine print. Sometimes there'll be something in the option where they can just automatically option your script again for another year. Oh. And I would make sure that that's not in there, and if it is, make sure that it's in there but with a price tag on it, mm-hmm, for another $2,500 or something like that. And make sure that you're getting everything. Some people will just say, well, let's just keep it simple, make it a one page, it's the option for this. But really with an option, you should get as many details in that option as possible. So if you want to be a producer or if you want a certain credit, you should have all of that stuff in your option, because if they do, get the money or whatever, the negotiations become different. So this is when you have your power. At the option level is when you have your power. You can say, well, okay, I want an associate producer credit. So you need to put that in the option when you get your money, that I'm still going to get my associate producer credit, because then that's something that they have to deal with when they're out there in the world.
Okay.
If it is a deal breaker for you to be the director, then you need to tell them that right up front, and it needs to be part of, it just needs to be, if it's a deal breaker. Doesn't have to be, but if it is,
And do you have a lawyer look this over, or if you have a trusted friend?
If you have a really good manager, they often serve as the kind of lawyer person. A really good manager has the skills to look at a contract like that and know what should and shouldn't be in it.
Right.
It's great if you have a lawyer, but I wouldn't spend money to have a lawyer do it.
No.
You should have your manager really, do that, and hopefully it's a good manager and they can protect you in that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So now when they go back to option something a second and third time, it's pretty much the same deal, but you're getting, if this is part of the agreement, you're getting that extra chunk of money and then it locked up.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be more. Like,
Oh.
I've definitely gotten more money because they're keeping it for a long, I'm like, well, you've had this for a year. You couldn't get anything going with it. So if I'm going to have my project locked up, then you need to give me a little bit more money for another year. So you can sort of up the ante a bit. And they'll go for it, especially if they really feel passionate about it and like they might be close.
So then if they decide to actually go ahead with it, then whatever the option money you were paid is then taken out of that final check.
Usually it's taken out of the final
Right,
check.
okay.
So if somebody really believes that they're close and really believes in the script and they're like, okay, I've had it for a year, I just need one more year, I'm right there. They shouldn't have any problems with just go ahead and paying a little extra because it's going to come out of the check anyway.
Sure.
They're not losing anything, Right. It's the same deal. I'm just getting some of my money now versus later, now that you think that you're going to sell the script.
And so if they decide then, let's suppose they've optioned it 3 times, they're going to pass. So now the rights revert back to you and you own it again?
And you own it again.
Okay, but you've kept that money.
And you keep the money.
Keep the money,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
So it's not a bad deal.
No.
I actually have, Jar by the Door, I say, is like, I made the most money for a script that was never made into a movie. I probably made about $75,000 over a period of time of a Jar by the Door in contests and options and all that stuff. And I still would love to make it into a movie. So, yeah.
But it's also spawned something else.
But it's spawned something else. So, hey, I'll take that trade-off.